Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. This is our episode for September 25th, 2022.
Connor Bedard, top of the left circle, alone, scores! Connor Bedard, he has tied it, and he has now taken the lead for the Regina Pats. Brenton gets nailed by Dubinsky, turned it over, right circle, a shot. Rebound in front, they score! Easton Armstrong on the redirection.
All right, Kevin. Home and home with Moose Jaw. We didn't make any predictions. We might have forgot about that. But
yeah, well,
stuff happens. But a split overall, can't really complain about that. You know, both teams don't have their full rosters, so it was a bit of a, like you said, almost an exhibition style game.
Exhibition game that counts.
That counts in the standings, yeah. So, but overall, I thought it was a decent weekend. 2 decent games to watch. Better than the actual exhibition games, that's for sure.
By far. And like they actually had decent crowds, decent-ish crowds, loud crowds.
Yeah, that's the loudest I've heard the Brant on the Vallis goal in a long time.
It was nice.
Yeah. So, but that first game was just kind of a story. They couldn't hold on to a lead. They couldn't respond, or they
couldn't stop the response.
Couldn't stop the response. Yeah, there we go. And I think that's the story of the game right there.
Yeah, it was lots of quick strikes. It was like one would score, and the other team would reply. Pats would score, Warriors would reply, vice versa, the whole time until the Warriors took advantage at the end.
Yeah, and they got 2 in a row there.
And they were pretty quick, too. They were only a couple minutes apart, 3 minutes apart or whatever. It was a tough end to that one.
Definitely. And it was kind of the same old story. We don't want to maybe harp on it, but back to the goaltending issue, and we hadn't seen it yet.
Defensive zone coverage and stuff like that. It's
some poor...
Can't win too many games with a 750 save percentage, no matter if it's the goalie, defense, coverage, or whatever. But it was, there's something a little bit better.
Yeah, and there were some poor turnovers, poor decisions, a few odd man rushes, and Moose Jaw, they had some nice goals. Maybe a couple McInnes wanted back, but
yeah, Moose Jaw might have been young, but then they got some speed. They got some quick players, and they're not afraid to work hard. They were all digging.
Yeah, even both teams.
Yeah,
they were both going to the net. They know how intense this rivalry is, so they're looking for every little inch.
Oh yeah, it's nice to see. It seemed like there's a little bit of chippiness to them already, which was great. Game 1, there was some chippiness. I like it.
Yeah, and that carried over into Saturday night as well. It was definitely chippy.
Yeah, it was nice to. It's nice to see the Trans-Canada Clash maybe being reignited. I almost said reunited. Wow, but reignited. Reignited.
Yeah,
had a brain cramp there for a second, but it felt like almost old school hockey without the brawls.
Yeah, definitely. There were some big hits in both games on both sides.
Yeah,
some good goals, some good hockey. So
it was a pleasant surprise. I was excited. I'm excited for the season. Just seeing both teams, knowing that Moose Jaw was missing a bunch of guys, Pats are missing 2 or 3 guys. It's got some hope, got some potential for a great rivalry.
Yeah, definitely.
Again,
yeah. Talking to John after the game, he's like, "Yeah, there's lots of stuff to clean up, but we're gonna score." So he knows that. Obviously, they scored 4 goals without Bedard, putting up 1 point.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen last year.
Not at all. No. He had 10 shots. He wasn't that he wasn't trying. He had 10 shots. I don't know how many attempts, but 10 shots, and just couldn't connect.
For sure, he had that breakaway. I don't know if he fanned on it or what, but he just didn't get up. Hit Unger in the pad. So yeah, he was just maybe a little off, but
He made up for it on Saturday, though.
that's for sure. Yeah, he had one good chance on the first penalty kill there, and then he scored. I guess they called it a 5-on-5 goal.
Yeah, it was
It was
right at the very end of a penalty.
yeah, so it was basically a shorthanded goal,
Yeah,
but he had one good chance, and then he came around, and then he dialed it in and had a great short side goal on Unger there.
the other Unger.
Did
Both Ungers played.
yeah, exactly. I couldn't remember which one was Unger and Ungar.
The 20-year-old played Friday in Regina.
Okay, which one is that? R or er?
Ungar, Connor Unger, the I think the guy they got from
Yeah, Red Deer.
the Red Deer. Yeah, that's right. Originally from Brandon. Wheat Kings.
Yeah, and to go back to Friday, Bedard said after the game, he was yeah, there's positives, but the result kind of sounds like last year again. And then
It was.
he
Go ahead.
and then he said the reason we lost is because I didn't produce offensively. I wasn't good enough. That's what that's a straight quote from him.
Yeah, well, he like I said, it wasn't like he wasn't having the effort. He was 9 of 15 in the faceoff dot, which is huge for him. Last like was it what is he what 49% or 50% last year? That was 60%. And then on Saturday he goes 11 for 17. So
Definitely.
it's improved.
Yeah, and he said he's working on all aspects of his game. You know, he can't just be a scorer. You got to work on all that other stuff. And faceoffs are important. They don't have a really good faceoff guy like Nyhoff last year.
Yeah, they need to get the replacement.
Yeah, even Dubinsky was solid in the second game.
Yeah,
and
not so good on Friday, but
no,
he was good. He was good on Saturday. Well over 50% on Saturday. So hey, it'll take time. They took a majority of the faceoffs, those two guys too.
yeah. And Dubinsky's a guy I want to highlight. He looked good that Friday night game. Seen some. Obviously, he's got that offensive skill, and he's going to the net, creating chances. But he had some good back checks as well. So he looks like he's really buying into the complete game.
Yeah, now he's got the extra responsibility. He's 20, so he's much more mature. He's got the A on his jersey, so hopefully it sticks for the whole season, and he's just continues being the solid second line center. If you want to call him the second line center, call him that. But hopefully it continues on.
And that whole line looked good with Armstrong and Spencer. Obviously, with Spencer getting 2 goals, but Armstrong, he had some chances in the first game, had the nice goal in the second game.
It doing some crashing and banging all over the place.
It's good. And chipping in offensively, right?
He looks like he's picked up a little bit of speed too with his game.
Yeah. So, and he's getting up there in age. Like he's 18. So,
isn't he 19 this year?
Is he 19?
I think he's 19. Yeah, he's an 03.
He's an 03. There you go. He's 19 this year. So, he's a guy you want to maybe chip in offensively, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's his time. He's 19. It's a 19-year-old league, as a lot of coaches and GMs say. It's a 19-year-old league, so gotta produce.
Yeah.
Maybe not goals or points, but you gotta be a consistent offensive type threat at least.
Yeah. The goaltending in that second game, I thought Sim made some big saves and key points of the game, and really held them in.
He was busy at times.
Yeah.
Busy. 17 shots in the first period.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. That's a lot of shots, and he only allowed 2, which was good.
Yeah.
You can't really blame him for any of the goals. So, yeah. I don't know. It might have been one of his best games as a Pat. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion, like last year, he had a couple okay games, but this year I think that might have been his best game as a Pat.
Yeah, that just muddies the goalie decision some more.
I don't know. The keeper hasn't dressed for either game, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I guess this upcoming road trip is gonna be a decider, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if they take all three goalies on the road trip and go from there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Got to get keeper into a game here, one upcoming game anyway.
Yeah, you can't miss that much.
No.
Speaking of the road trip, so we got 3 games through Alberta.
Yeah.
So, like we were talking before we started recording, the Central's kind of up for grabs. I don't think there's really a team that
There's
for
so many
looking now.
so many
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a real strong team. Obviously someone's going to take off there, but I don't know. It's tough to say who that team is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Edmonton's going to be interesting. They lost a ton of keys, and that's who the Pats play on Thursday. So hopefully they can keep their momentum going from Saturday into Edmonton.
Yeah, definitely. They went 0 for 2 on this weekend. And then you go into Red Deer on Saturday. I mean, they probably have the more complete team, but their goaltending's kind of question mark. Like we said, they don't have any WHL experience going to this season.
But they started the season 2-0. So
Exactly. With both goalies getting a win.
yeah. So that might ease their questions, but it's really early, so who knows?
Yeah, and then Sunday, 2 p.m. start in Calgary.
Probably one of their family days will be nice and loud.
Yeah, and an early one. We know what
Yeah.
happened last time that happened.
Yeah, wasn't pretty.
No, but
We won't talk about that one.
No, we'll put that one out of our mind.
Yeah.
But
Calgary is returning a few guys, so they could be battling. They could be battling for a spot.
yeah, and they got some goaltending depth
Yeah.
experience.
You got Peters still, so hey.
They might be the one.
And they got number 19, Sean. I can never pronounce his
Chagall.
last name. Chagall? I
Chagall.
never could pronounce that. So they got him still, and they got Fiddler Schultz. So they got some scoring.
Yeah, have they played yet? Are they back?
I'm not sure, but they're on their list. They're on their
Yeah.
lineup. So
They might not be back yet. You never know, though.
yeah,
So,
but hey, there's the potential there.
yeah. So then that'll be this upcoming week. 3 games on the road. Let's make a prediction this time. We forgot last week.
Let's
2
make it
wins?
2 wins. I'm hoping for 2 wins. If they could keep the momentum from Saturday night, they could go 3. But I'm hoping for 2, with 3 solid games. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, 3, good performances is what you're looking for. Yeah.
3 solid games. But hey, it's early. It's like I keep on saying, it's early. Lots of things can change, and like we talked before, that John Paddock's open for business or whatever. So the team could look different by the time they get back,
Or even before they leave.
or before they leave. Yeah,
You never know. Maybe somebody was really impressed by Sims' one game and throws out an offer.
Yeah, he had a couple good preseason games too. So hey,
Yep.
you never know. Speaking of the roster, who told you? One of our listeners told you that they noticed Zacharias was playing for the Blazers.
Yeah, Matt Rowe. Keen eye caught that Zacharias was playing with the Blazers on Saturday night. So he's been released or sent back already.
Yeah, he still appears on the Pats roster on the WHL site, but there hasn't been any update. So I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, because so Saturday night Temple got in, and Friday night it was Allman.
Corbin Allman, yeah.
Yeah. So getting the young guys a little bit of experience, the 15s.
Yeah. Temple even took some face-offs. Yeah, both of them actually took some face-offs, so that's good. Because they're both centers.
Yeah, if they're gonna play, so
might as well let them be the centers.
Yep. One other thing to note, with the Friday night introductions, the Pats announced, I guess, that they have a coaching assistant, Keith Ollie, former Brandon Wheat King, and a little stint in the NHL as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. They added an actual defenseman as a coaching assistant or whatever they're going to call him. There's nothing been official other than that announcement, which is kind of interesting in
Yeah,
itself.
a friend of mine texts me, is like, when did they bring in that Ollie? I can't see anything on the internet. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing out there. Friday night was the first public mention of him.
Well, I've been at the scrimmages and for all the preseason games, I have seen him around the rink wearing Pat's gear, and he did help out with one of the scrimmages. So I kind of knew it, but I didn't officially know it. So I don't know what the official title is going to be other than coaching assistant.
Yeah. Hey, another voice.
I think he's a farmer, so he might be doing farming right now. So maybe that's why they haven't added him to the website or whatever. So
yeah, he's just around here too. So
yeah, he's Rollo area, I believe.
Yeah,
so
something like that. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting. Like I said, another voice, another opinion, some more eyes, some experience, some recent experience in the game.
Yeah, and he's a defenseman, an actual defenseman. Maybe he'll help out with the defense because he was a big towering defenseman. So he was always one of those guys that I wanted on the Pats, but I hated playing against him.
Yeah.
I didn't personally hate playing against him, but I know the Pats did.
Yeah. No, for sure. You know, this team that's what they need, is work on the defensive side of the game. That's for sure.
And he just retired, it looks like, in 2021, so he's not that far out of the game, so that's a positive.
Yep. And Harvest should be wrapping up here soon, so maybe he'll be with the team more consistently here coming up.
Be nice.
All right, that's about it, I think, for this week. You got anything, Kevin?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, it was a quick 2-game stint. We got our 3 games coming up, so hopefully we can see some good games again, and it'll be 2 weeks before they're back in the rink.
Yeah, October 7th against the Ice.
And then the 8th against Swift Current.
Yes.
So a couple games there, but we'll be talking to you before then. Hopefully I have a good road trip. One other thing I forgot to mention, if you don't know, Kevin is the unofficial Pats historian. So follow him for all your Pats history and cool stats on Twitter at the Blue Liner.
That's me.
Yeah. And then, as always, follow us on Twitter at WHL Patscast as well for all other kind of stories we try to find. If that's all, have a good night, folks, and talk to you next time.
Have a good one.
Holy smokes, kabang! What a hit by Jackson Vaughn on Ness as he distributed the puck out to center ice. We're going to see a lot of that this year. Left side, Owen Berg off the boards. Another hit, kabang! Corbin Vaughn on Berg.